Hi guys, so it's the Sabbath for me, Carol Loretta White, because I keep the Sabbath on a Monday. I just want to let you guys know that first off, God is expecting us to keep the Sabbath. He did not change the Sabbath. That's one of the 10 Commandments. And this Sabbath is supposed to represent the spiritual Sabbath as well. Sometimes we keep things in ordinances to represent the spiritual things so we don't forget. So that's also why we keep the feasts, because they represented these special appointed times from the Most High. So I'm keeping the Sabbath today. Anyway, apparently Jennifer Lopez and her Satan worshiping behind all of it has pretty much presented her daughter on stage. I guess her daughter is a musician. I think her name is Rams or Ramses or something like that. I don't know. Definitely looks like a boy. Obvious, pushing of the transgender agenda. And literally, she wanted to announce that her daughter, which is a daughter because it's a female, actually perceives herself as a they. So, all these understandings concerning pronouns, they're all fake, they're all false, they're all to push a demonic agenda concerning the worship of the Baphomet, who is a he-she demon. I think it is in Mark 5 where there was a man that was in bondage. He was living in a cave, and when he came out the cave, he came to the Messiah, and the demons started speaking through him. What do you want to do with us? And they called themselves they call themselves a legion. So this is like a variety of different demons inside of this man. I have a cousin that has that issue as well, that calls herself a they before my family was even saying anything concerning transgenderism to her. I don't know if her mom's putting it in her head or whatever the deal is, but this girl is only like 12 or something, maybe a little older. She might be like 15 or 16 now and is doing these things. I've only seen her like once or twice in my life. I have no idea why that is. I'm assuming because I'm supposed to be the light in the world and my family is heavily possessed. But anyway, they're just allowing her to call herself a they. And I told them, I was like, that's not a they, that is a girl. She's a she, not a he, and not a they. And she has a legion attached to her. And you guys need to get her to deliverance. And they don't care. Like, they literally don't care. So that's what that is. It's a gaggle of demons. All these people calling themselves they are just warming the population up to this transgender agenda so that they can try to overthrow God. But that's the problem. Like, people don't understand that God recompenses all this stuff that's happening in America, all these diseases. There's tornadoes in Chicago. Like, what? That's really kind of random. The poles will be switching, all sorts of stuff. All these things are happening because man refuses to follow God, all right? And now they are programming people into thinking these things are normal. Like, it's normal to call yourself a they. Are you multiple people? If you're not even multiple people, then why are you calling yourself a they? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Not only does your DNA not match the opposite sex, you're calling yourself the opposite sex. You don't make sense. So here we are, 2022, and everybody wants to say that was 2022. You don't do those old stuff. Well, if you did that old stuff, you probably wouldn't be finding yourself in the position you are now, struggling with anxiety and depression and all sorts of manner of disease because you refuse to follow God. So we're in some big trouble, especially here over in America. My suggestion is, if you are a believer, or even if you are a non-believer, get out of the U.S., go somewhere else, get right with God, repent, turn to the Most High. Noah was warning people for like 120 years. Many of them did not want to listen to him because they wanted to do what they wanted to do. He said that the end of time will be like the days of Noah, where people will be eating and drinking and giving into marriage, and then the flood came and swept them all away. They didn't want to listen to what Noah had to say. And so there's not going to be anything different than that. Many people are going to get swept away by what's about to come. The whole Bitcoin thing fell through not too long ago. All these people lost all this money in Bitcoin. They were talking about committing suicide. These things cannot hold up because they're not the system of God. They're all Satan trying to come as an angel of light, trying to make it look like he's God when he's not. All he is a copycat. That's why everything he does fails, and that's why he's going to be thrown in the lake of fire when the time comes, because you can't outdo God. It doesn't matter how smart you think you are, or these people try to play themselves off. These liberals try to play themselves off like they're educated. Oh, you just don't understand. No, you don't understand. Because I had that mentality before. And when you come to the Most High and you realize like everything that they're spewing at you is an absolute lie, talking about I'm a they, I'm a he when I'm a girl. When you realize all those things are an absolute lie, things start to make a lot more sense why we're in the position that we're in. So you guys, stay right with God. If you are not right with God, get right with Him right now, because it is going to be a very uncomfortable next few years if you are not up in His face. So be blessed, guys. Have a good one. Bye.